seen the transition from when I went from benching 135 5 times to over 2 months. I think it was about 2 months to benching 185 5 times. That jump for me changed my whole game. I became more athletic. I was dunking on people. I went from having no scholars, no offers my junior year to having like this D1 school, this HBCU, this HBCU, this school, this school, this school.
What are you thinking? Yeah. What are you thinking? Yeah. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah. What are you thinking? Hey. What are you thinking? Hey. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah.
Welcome back to another edition of the Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. I am your host, Arnold Lewis. If this is your first time, I help athletes prepare for a life overseas by preparing them mentally. Now, if you don't know anything about me, I play overseas basketball. This is my 10th season. This is my podcast. This is my platform where I just take all the years of experience that I've been through and I just give the game back to whoever's listening, whoever wants to make it to the next level, whoever wants to achieve great things. I have a bit of success in my life when it comes to basketball, and I have a lot of ups and downs. And the biggest thing I've learned out of these 10 years of playing is it's all a mental game. So everything I talk about majority of the times is just all about the mental game of basketball. I feel like it is so important and it's so crucial to prepare that more than anything. But there's so many features that go along with that. There's so many aspects to that. There's your physical health. There's your routines that you have. There's your workout program. There's your nutritionist. There's your studying. There's your family time. There's your resting. It's just a dynamic of so many things. Are you interested in playing overseas basketball one day? I wish someone would have told me 1 year after college I would receive my first pro gig. I wish someone would have told me that having an agent does not guarantee that you will get hired. I wish someone would have told me being cut from a team, because after 10 years in this game, everyone gets cut from a team. Now, after traveling from over 17 different countries and winning up to 7 championships in my pro career, I've put together the 6 most important traits any player needs before starting their career. So go ahead and grab that ebook and get all the information you need today to start your career. Now you can't say no one didn't let you know. So go ahead, grab that ebook and get started so you can become the pro one day. Let's go. That you must do to become successful and not just being an overseas pro one day, but continuously grow and develop as a person and use the game to help you develop into the person that you're ultimately striving to be. So this is more about a life journey, and this career path can grow you in ways that you didn't know you can grow, just by the difficulties and just by the situations that are going to happen. There's a baseline. If they had a book that you can just say, this is what's going to happen in overseas basketball, it's the same book all around. If you haven't read it, welcome. I'm going to give you a few pages of them. This is the life. The life of overseas basketball is the same in almost every single country. You're going to go through the same things. You're going to deal with the same type of stigma almost everywhere you go. Are there exceptions? Of course there are. There are exceptions in everything in life. But it does not mean that you should not get yourself mentally prepared for what's to come. Being prepared is the ultimate cheat code in life. I tell my daughter all the time, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. How do you get ready? You train your mind, you train your body, and you train your soul. If you're constantly preparing, you prepare for those things by constantly working on it. You're constantly working on your body. You're constantly working on your soul, whatever that is for you, whatever you need to do to strengthen your soul ties with life. That's very important. I feel like it's an aspect that most players leave out of pursuing this career. You can't leave your soul out of this. Your soul has to be in line with your body, and it has to be in line with your mind. The Holy Trinity. You can't get nowhere without having the Holy Trinity in line, having those on the same length. The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they're not apart from each other. They're not separated. It says, me and my Father are one. So you have to understand that if we are the same being as Christ, then we need to be in alignment with the one. That's if you believe in that. I'm not here to say what anybody else. I'm just talking about what I believe in and what I stand by and what I go by in my life and how I live my life. So the topic, I would say, if the topic for this episode would be, an unfair game, is hard work even worth it? That is a great question. It is an unfair game. So is hard work even worth it? Before we start off that, I want to start off with the weight room. I have my young cousin. I have a young cousin. I'm pretty much mentoring him and preparing him for basketball, preparing him for the next level. He wants to play pro, obviously. He's 21. He's 22 right now. He did 2 years in JUCO, and now he's trying to grow, and he wants to learn the game, and he wants to play pro one day. He wants the life. He's really dedicated. He has the work ethic. He has the belief. He has, if there is such a thing as potential, he has the work ethic and the belief that he can do this far more than anything. And so we train together, and I'm just constantly, just pouring into him every bit of information that I can possibly think of, that I've been through, that I can give to him. That's just the perks of having a family member that's next to you that has done great things or has done things that you would want to do and you want to go along that path. So you could ask every question that you could possibly think of to that person. If you wanted to be a doctor and your dad was a doctor or something, or your brother was a doctor, I'm like, I have all the information that's going to help me when I actually get there because they're right next to me. So that's his scenario. So first thing I told him, like me, I have a very lean body, and that I'm vegetarian now. I have a very lean body, but the weight room is my home, my second home. Since I started lifting my junior year, going into my senior year of high school, and I seen the transition from when I went from benching 135 5 times to over 2 months, I think it was about 2 months, to benching 185 5 times. That jump for me changed my whole game. I became more athletic. I was dunking on people. I went from having no scholars, no offers my junior year, to having like this D1 school, this HBCU, this school. Not saying like I had offers, D1 offers. I ended up choosing Savannah State. But the only thing that happened different was I started hitting the weight room. I started going to the weight room, and the weight room just became my home. I seen how it changed my game so drastically that I'm like, there's no way I cannot be in the weight room. After I seen what it done, like when you have that actual proof and you see it happen, like you see your game transform right before your eyes, and it's only because you started taking the weight room serious. Draymond Green was on a podcast, and I just seen the clip of it, and he was saying Steph doesn't become Steph if he doesn't go in the weight room. He says he goes to the weight room every single day, and I relate to that because I go 6 days out of the week. I leave Saturday off. That's my day to chill. But every single day he's in the weight room. Every single day. To some people that sound like, no, you can't possibly. Every single day, excluding Saturday, I go to the weight room unless something dramatic happens and I just can't make it that day. But 370 or 350 days out of the year, no, 360 days out of the year, I'm in the weight room, whatever. Minus 52 days, I guess, or 12. whatever. I'm butchering the math. I'm in the weight room. I have been like that for years upon years. And so I say all that to say this. You have to get into the weight room if you want anything. If you want to change your life, when you want to change everything about your game, it has to start in the weight room. And one of my friends wrote me today, and he was like, why are you always in the weight room? I said, because I love life. And he's like, isn't that the base foundation for every player? I say, yes, it is, but it's not the mindset. Yes, every player knows that they need to go to the weight room. They need to be strong. But it's not the mindset of every player to be able to go to the gym every single day, because their mindset is not geared towards going to the gym every single day. It's a difference between knowing something and doing that thing. Yes, I know I'm supposed to drink water and stay hydrated, but I drink soda instead. I don't drink the water. I know it, but I don't do it. Is it beneficial for me? No. So having the information and not applying it doesn't really work. And the mentality that most players have are not geared towards success. You have the information. I believe in this day and age, there is absolutely hardly anything any player could tell you that you can't go on the internet and look up and find when it comes to skill, when it comes to working out. There is absolutely, really, I don't think there's anything that they can possibly do now that hasn't been done before or explained. They got sports science, and they got a million YouTube videos, and every day on IG somebody's breaking down a move. There's not one move that you haven't seen. Even created move, there isn't one move that you haven't seen that you can't learn how to do. But the mentality, see, that's different. The mentality has to be different. Are you learning to control and change your mentality to be able to do the things necessary for you to be the great player, to get the offers, to make the team, to win championships? I'm going to get one thing straight. I may come off like lax, but we're here to win championships. We're here to be great. We're here to maximize everything about us. We're here to be dominant. We're here to prove everything in ourselves that doubted us wrong and be the best version of ourselves. And we're using basketball as our catapult to us being the greatest version of ourselves, because there's so many aspects in the game that we can use in real life to make us successful. Being disciplined, working with a team, because there's a point the ball is going to have to stop. But all the things that you could take away from the game, dealing with communication, so you learn how to communicate with different peoples and different languages, knowing different currencies, understanding how that affects you and your currency, that what you're making when you get back to the States, being a part of different people's economies, seeing how they move. You might see a different opportunity that someone might not see in America that you could take in Sweden because you spent 2 seasons there, and you say, man, land is cheap over here and this is what they're going for, and I make this money. And just that type of exposure to a different reality helps you and improves you. But knowing how to navigate that, having the right mentality to see that, you can learn all these things through playing the game at a high level, on a pro level. On a pro level where it's more, being a pro means you come ready for everything that's put in front of you. You got to come in shape. You got to come ready to learn. You got to come to win a championship. You got to come to carry a team. You got to come to play 40 minutes a night. You got to come to travel crazy 12, 15, 8-hour bus rides. You got to deal with breaking down. You got to deal with bad food. You got to deal with coaches that don't speak your language. You got to deal with a list of things. But they're still looking at you to carry the torch and bring us to a championship. That's what you're here to do. That is your whole point of what your ultimate goal. They're not bringing you here just to be so. They want to win. You have to fulfill that. You have to fulfill that. So you have to be prepared for that. And being in the weight room is definitely one way to be prepared for that. You have to be in the weight room. There's no way you can play this game if you're not in the weight room. Is there some people who say, oh, I never lift? And man, there are anomalies and there is an exception to every single thing in life. Every single thing there's an exception to it. Someone able to do, but that, I'm not talking to you. And we got to be real with ourselves. Everybody's not, oh, I'm him. No, they're not. No, you're not. Not everybody's him. That's fine. Be you. Don't be him. Be you. Now let's understand yourself and what we need to do to maximize and become the better version of ourselves. Weight room is a gateway to life. Everything can be solved in the weight room. But moving on, I started all that. Let's get into some of these questions, bro, about just physical and just, is hard work even worth it if talent's gonna be like, if talent is so good, does it matter to really work hard? Does natural talent trump hard work in becoming a pro basketball player? In exceptional times, yes, like I say, there's an anomaly everywhere. Some guys don't have to do nothing and just be great. They wake up and give you 40. That's just some people. But the vast majority, it's not like that. Not like that. You're going to have to work. Point blank period. You're going to have to work. Are some players simply born with an innate skill set that can be matched by hard work alone? Yes. Some people are just so good, it doesn't matter what you do. God made some people like that. They're just so good, it does not matter what you do. I don't care how hard you work. I don't care. But that's fine. That's their path. That's what they're great at. That's what God blessed them with. There are certain things that God blessed you with that He didn't bless them. And a lot of times, because we're in a sport or we're in this field, we tend to only look at what we've been given or what someone else is given because they're so much better than that, instead of looking at what makes us so great. Sometimes you may be an average player at best, but your leadership skills is on top tier. That's what makes you successful, more than you can be able to shoot the ball. But are you thinking that way? Is your mentality geared to find what is my gift that I give to the game? I believe my greatest gift to the game is my ability to make people around me better. Not my jump shot, not how much I can run and get some rebound. It's my natural ability to make the people around me better. I won 7 championships in 8 years with 6 different teams. That lets you know that no matter where I go, I have the ability to, my presence, to elevate everyone around me, to make them better, to win this ultimate goal. It's no coincidence that everywhere, a majority, the 6 different teams I've won, there's only one thing that's common, and that was me in that situation, and I understood that. So I understood that I have something about what I do inspires people to do better. So I need to focus on how much I can continuously make myself better and better, and how hard I have to work to continuously working on myself to become better. Because it ain't about, sometimes it's just your work. Your work doesn't even matter, not how much you shoot, how many points you score, but just your work ethic inspires people to another level. Just by watching you work, you can inspire other people to just reach levels that they didn't know existed. So some people are going to just be so good it don't matter, but nothing beats that work that you put in on yourself. So are some players simply born with an innate skill set? I read that question. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Can players with limited natural talent still excel by putting in extraordinary amounts of effort and dedication? Yes, because I'm a prime story of that. When I was in high school, I had one of my cousin. He played 10 years pro as well. I was just talking about him the other day. You want to talk about natural God-gifted talent to basketball. And shoot, he doesn't even watch these episodes. So I'm going to talk about him. I don't hold nothing back, but I'm going to talk about him. Coming out of high school, he was by far he was him. I was looking at him because he was him. He's getting offers from like Florida. He just grew into his body. He's just naturally built, strong, just naturally. Went to college. He was the strongest one on the team as a freshman. Jumped the highest on the team. Lean, like just the natural God gift of talent. But he worked, but he didn't have that work ethic to take him to the next level. It was just, I'm going to work just enough to be good enough. Just enough. And it's just like, if you actually put in real work every day, constantly, like the greats, you can be a great. He just never, he just never, I felt like he very, very underachieved for what he had. Maybe I'm biased to that. Maybe I'm the type of person that's going to hold you to being as great as you possibly can. Am I wrong for that? Am I wrong for wanting you to be as great as you possibly can? Am I wrong for saying, bro, you're underachieving? Because if I am, I want you to let me know. So I just have to understand, because my expectation for my close friends, the people around me, the people I associate with, is for you to be the best you could possibly be. I need you to win championships. I need you to win MVPs. I need you to win, awards, because they can want to gauge you into the type of player. They keep score. That's a paper trail. That's a resume. Your resume needs to be elite. I want to speak to the players that say, I want to be elite. I want to be an elite player. To be that, you have to have an extraordinary dedication to the game and work ethic. You have to have that. It is required of you to excel in this game. Our traditional training methods outdated in modern basketball and skill development. Basically, our older techniques, like running laps and doing push-ups, less effective compared to more advanced training methods. I don't believe that. Now, there is a lot of sports science, and there is a lot of new modern. That's just the way of times. You're gonna grow and evolve. Nothing stays the same. Everything is constantly changing and moving and getting better or getting worse. Whatever. Something is always changing. You're either getting better or getting worse. In this age, we're just constantly growing as species. We're constantly growing. So everything is evolving, including our medicines, including our workouts, including the training regimens. Everything is, of course. But there were greats before us that did the basics. Prime example of that, Kobe said he just did the basics all the time. He came in there and he just did the basic moves, and he worked doing the basic things over and over and over and over and over and over. They didn't have a whole bunch of even though they had all the modern sciences and all this stuff, they talked about how he did the basics. So if your basics is just running laps and doing push-ups, you do it long enough, you're going to see some great results. You're going to see some great results. People that just don't wait, or athletes just don't wait or do it long enough to be good enough at it. I think I heard that on one Instagram reel. But people just don't wait long enough to be good enough at it. You're just not doing it long enough. You're just not committing to it long enough. Sometimes it might take you 3 years. Sometimes it might take you 4 years to finally start seeing your jump shot fall to the effective rate that you want it to have your explosion a little higher than you want. Sometimes it just takes time to get your body to the strength and the level that is able to compete on a high level. Sometimes it just takes time. Sometimes it just takes time for that to develop, but you have to constantly and consistently put in that time. And people just, I'm not seeing no results. I've been doing this for a year and a half. I'm done. Sometimes it takes 4 years. How dedicated are you to what you say that you want to dictate what you receive? Are you willing to last long enough to receive the fruits of your labor? Can you last long enough to be good? Because if you do anything long enough, you're going to be good at it at some point. Can you last long enough? Can you train and work and dedicate long enough to be good enough to be good? Pretty much. Some people say, you know what? I can't do it. I did it for 2 years. I ain't seen no result. I got to stop. Third year might be your year. Third year might be your year. I'm just saying, it might be your year. So you never know. You just have to keep going. No matter what, you just have to keep going at all times. Should young players focus exclusively on basketball from a young age to maximize skill development and potentially sacrifice a well-rounded education and social experience? Kids should have a childhood, but the more dedicated you are from the start, listen, man, I really believe that, like, I have a perfect example. I have a daughter, and I feel like it's situational. If I was able to I normally leave my daughter. She's home for school. I go play overseas, so I don't have all that time to put into her as I want to develop her and get her ready. If you are a parent and you want to start your kid and they are interested at the age of 3, then I suggest that you do everything you can to get them ready and put and pour into them as much information and then whatever you got to do. Because the more time in, the better off chances they get. The more time in, the better they're going to be. So whatever they're showing interest in, get them in it then. If they're really interested, keep them in it. Because the longer you're in it, normally they're typically the ones that's going to last longer. You just got more time in the game. What do you want? You get to an age, you're going to figure out what you want sooner or later. Like, be in the game. You got to be in the game. That's all I'm saying. You just got to, all that social, I don't know. All that going to come. All the social experiences, your education, you go to school, you go to college, even if you don't, there's so much, all this information. You just take a course teach you how to, you buy a course for $3,000. That course teach you how to make $250,000 in a year, $1 million in a year. Is the educational system really worth it at that point? I'll be honest with you. My little cousin that I have, he had a chance to go take out a loan. He had a chance to say, I'm going to go take out a loan and I'm going to go pay to go to this school. It's actually my school, my alma mater, Savannah State. He wants to go to that school, but he's going to have to pay and take out a loan. And I'm like, listen, bro, what is the purpose of doing that? To have, when you get done, you do 2 years of school just to say you play basketball at a D2 school. Now, knowing what I know now, and the people that I know now, I would suggest if you really want to play basketball and you have other ventures, you want to do marketing, you want to do something of that nature, whatever it may be, whatever you want to do, I would recommend you go find somebody that's in that field and buy everything that they say to do. If they're a multimillionaire in some aspect that you want to do, marketing or whatever it may be, I don't know, welding, whatever it may be, follow them. If they got a course, buy it, figure out how you can learn from them, and then they'll take you further than anywhere that you need to go. As far as basketball, you need to get your body right. He was like me when I was in high school. I was like $150, slim, a lot of energy. You just wake up and want to go. But he's like, our body types are very, very slim, very light. And he's like 6'3". I'm like, you're a 6'3" trying to play the 4. I'm 6'7" and I play the 4 and the 3. So that means you're gonna have to guard me. And you can't guard me. You can't guard me. This is the problem. If you started today and went overseas right now, and we ended up in the same country for whatever reason, you would have to guard me all game. That's not gonna happen. First of all, you're just physically too weak to do it. So the first things first, I go back, you must get your body to a level that's even able to compete. A body that's able to withstand a long season, because it's going to be wear and tear on you, because your body is going to start breaking down because you have to carry such a load. Normally when you're in the States, you're in college and high school, you're playing and you might be the best player, but you got other players. It's very rare that you're going to be on a team where you just got 30. You got 8 players, 9 players that can just go at all times and you can just go for 12 a night. No. You playing 25, 28 minutes. No. You're playing 39, 38 minutes and you better be scoring and defending and being a problem at all times. Or you know what it is. To the crib you go and your career is done and you won't get back out there. That's just how it is. I just got to keep it real. Guys think they could go out there and you have so many opportunities. You really got one chance, bro. You get cut that first time, good luck. Good luck. That's all I got for you. Good luck after that. Can mentally strong players outperform a physically gifted but mentally weaker counterpart? All day. All day. If you're the most mentally strongest player on your team, period. I don't care how strong, how big, how quick, how great this person can shoot, how great this person's ball handling. If you are mentally stronger than every single one of them, or mentally stronger than any other physically gifted player, you're going to outperform them all day. All day. All day. Because the game of basketball is a mental game. It's a mental game. There are some players willing to do some things to try you. I had a guy come inside the game and punch me in the back in the playoffs. Why? Because he wanted me to punch him back, get kicked out. Now I'm affecting my team. The dude came and gave me a nice little 2-piece in the back. I turned around, cocked back. He already knew I was finna hit him. He just turned his face to the side. And when I did it, I just caught myself. And I just walked off. I was like, all right. You got to be mentally strong because you never know what situation you're going to be in. Now, if I'm a big brute and I'm big and I'm bad and this dude comes and hit me and I boom, yeah, I knocked him out. Yeah, you just lost all your money and now you just labeled as a hardhead. Now, you just lost a chance to win the championship because you probably just got kicked out and got suspended for the rest of the season. Yeah, but I'm just showing how big and strong and so physically gifted I am. Mentally, if you can develop your mental toughness and you have mental strength, you will outperform everyone who comes in your way. Or you will be able to outperform and you will be able to perform to the levels that you are desired to be at. Understand that there's a level that you are desired to be at, and that depends on how strong you make your mind. Moving on. Are nutrition and recovery more important than training intensity for player development? I feel like you are more than what you put in your body. So what you put into your body means more than just the training, because that's your fuel. You have to properly fuel your body. You have to put that into your body in order to get the most out of it, so you're not so sluggish, so your muscles can grow, so you can recover. One thing I had to learn was sometimes, rest is part of the journey. Are you resting? I give me 7 hours, I shoot for 7 minimum, 7.5 on a good night. but you need to get your rest. I need to be getting 8. I'm still working on that, trying to get my mind to get 8 hours, but I'd be like, man, 8 hours? That's a lot of time that I'm leaving on the table. So I stick to 7.5. You have to get your rest. You have to eat properly. You have to put things into your body that fuel your body to take you. If you got no gas in your car, it's only going to take you so far before it burns out. Take care of your body. Yes, you need to have your workout plan, all this, that, and the third. But in order to do that, you must have the right fuel inside of you. Are there people that are anomalies and can eat whatever and still do whatever? Of course. But that's not everybody. And that doesn't mean it's you. So do yourself a favor and make sure you realize what you're putting into your body. Quick little story here. So if you guys have listened to any of my other episodes, I wrote a book. I'll just go straight there. I wrote a book about how I came back from knee surgery. I had bad inflammation. I had a torn meniscus. I had bone on bone. I had all these injuries with my knee. And after the surgery, I had nerve damage because I came back too early. And then it just had multiple. And then my other knee started hurting because I was putting so much pressure on that knee. And compensating, so I was just damaged on both. So now both of my knees are fried. And then pandemic happened, whole year. I'm getting these inflammation problems. I'm talking about my knees swelling up. Every time I touch the court, it swells up. And I'm like, what is going on? Go to the doctor. Yeah, your knee is this, that. It's just shot. It's messed up. I'm crying. I am taking shots after shots. I'm talking about steroid shots. I'm taking all the naproxen, which is like a leave, generic. Taking all the naproxens. I'm going to this clinic 2 hours away from my home to get this special therapy for my knees. I'm doing all these things to just try to recover. But then every time I touch the court, the inflammation comes back. The inflammation comes back. The inflammation comes back. So I'm like, what is going on? One day I'm playing. I went overseas, got a job. I'm playing. And I'm watching this movie on a documentary on Netflix called Game Changers. And it just talks about athletes who are like vegetarian or vegan and they don't eat meat and how productive they've been and how much. And I was just like, at this point in my career, I am tired and I will try anything to get back healthy. Whatever that may be, if that means that I have to stop eating meat, because before I was just eating chicken and fish. That's all I was eating. And then I just stopped all that and just started eating just eggs and cheese and bread, whatever. And I literally watched the inflammation in my knee shrink and never come back again. So I have to equate with the only thing that I did different was stop putting certain foods into my body, and it helped and it healed me. Along with the trainings and all the other regimens and stuff like that. But I stopped drinking. I stopped eating meat, and I just watched it change my body. I watched it change my body. So now, from experience, I understand that what you put into your body really affects on how you perform outside of your body. So putting into your body a lot of junk is normally going to produce a lot of junk. You got to look at yourself as a Bugatti, just an exclusive vehicle, like just something that is just built for precision and speed and elegance and strength and power and just glorious and magnificent. You can't put sugar water in the gas tank. You can't do that. So you got to think in that way. Can players achieve elite status by focusing more on rest, regeneration, and nutrition, even if their training volume is comparatively lower? I don't think so. You have to put that work in. You need to be putting more work in and losing less sleep and losing sleep than you are more sleeping than putting work in. Yes, you need to get your rest. Yes, like I say, me personally, I don't know about. There's so many people say you need this amount of hours, this amount of hours. You do need rest, and as an athlete, you do need more because you get more regeneration and you get more healing when you're in deep sleep. That's where we recover. Is when we're in deep sleep. That's why we sleep, to recover. So when you're letting your muscles rest, you're gonna regenerate. But I do know from experience that if you put that work in, you're going to lose some sleep. You're probably going to lose a lot of sleep. When you're truly putting in that work, you're going to be like, there's just not enough hours in the day. This is not enough hours of rest. It's not enough hours. That's when you reach to that point where you're truly working. And then you know what? You'd be like, I really don't care. Because I'm going to put this work in. I'm going to grind. I'm going to do what I need to do to be necessary to be the best overseas, or be the best pro, to be the best person I could possibly be. Sometimes I was going to sacrifice some sleep. Sometimes I was going to sacrifice me not being able to get enough nutrition in me like I may have eaten one time today. Sometimes I'm just going and I'm grinding and I'm working. Guess what? Sometimes that's what it takes to be great. You like, you know what? I will start eating and being more attentive when I get to a certain goal. Set a goal for yourself and say, until I reach this, I'm on go. I'm on go. It's just seasons for us in our life. I know some people say, well, no, you need to do this. Sometimes, some seasons in your life, you're just on go mode. There needs to be a point in your life when you're on go mode. There's got to be a point when you're just like, I don't care, bro. I'm just grinding. I'm going. Everything. I got to go. I got to move. I got to get this stuff done. I've been wasting too much time. I got to go. I got to put this work in. Every moment that I am resting and chilling, someone is outdoing me. Someone is outworking me. Someone is thinking that they are going to get the upper level and the upper step on me in my grind and what I want for my life. This is more than just my life. This is more than just me. This is what I am. This is what I'm going to do. This is how great I'm going to be. And there ain't nothing going to stop me from doing that. Are you crazy? Do you think I'm going to let you outwork me? You outwork me? That's the type of mentality that you must have. I refuse. You will not outwork me. You will not outwork me must be your mentality. That must be your drive. That's all I have for this episode, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. Do me a favor. Share this with anyone that you meet. Share this with them who listen to this. You know, most of the times I had a kid who was by 18. I was talking to him on IG, say he wanted to play basketball. I told him the first thing, get some information. Tune into the podcast. Go check out other people. Just listen and just go seek up all the information you can before to dictate this, if this is really what you even want. Don't just listen to me. Go listen to other people. Go do research. Give them reference to a couple other guys. Do your research first. Go like this. Share this. Rank me or hit a 5-star on Apple Podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just trying to grow and grow the awareness for the guys who wants to join the overseas life. It's more liable. It makes more sense, and it's actual not statistic, but it's a better chance of you making it to play overseas than you make it to the NBA. That's just facts. So you better be prepared for it. That's all we're here for. That's what we're trying to inspire. I just want everyone to be prepared for it. That's all this is about. Look. Run it up, Arnold's Thoughts Podcast on all platforms. Remember, greatness is a habit, not a right. That's all I got for this episode. Till next time, guys. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.